Alright, so I left off yesterday where I had pretty much all of the different objects that I'm going to use in the entire game, except for power ups. So I don't have quad damage, penta, and ring, was it? It was ring, wasn't it? For invisibility. Uh, those are fairly easy to add in, but I'm going to worry more about the weapons and, well, pretty much all of it. I'm just going to go through all of it, so there's not going to be very much talking in this one. I've already kind of explained how all of this is set up, and I'm pretty sure it's the correct direction. The only thing that I did off camera a moment ago was I made a decision that rather than do this, where in the in game it grabs the model, this is one of those things where, just as a level designer, I kind of prefer being able to see what is there myself. So even if it means manually setting the weapon model or the pickup model or some kind of representative thing object on the pickup base, I prefer that even if it's a tiny bit more work. Uh, just because I can look at that and say, oh, it's the shotgun. I don't have to select it and then like break my neck. Super hard work. Break my and have to look and see. Oh, it's a super shotgun. Anyway, so that's that. So let's get started. Alright. I actually kind of got stumped on something. Uh, well, it seems a little bit like I'm making all of these objects, just the pickups, like everything else is fine the way it is. But what's that folder still doing there? I guess I'll have to like manually delete it. Um, it, I think I'm actually gonna go through and create a base pickup class just because it's getting a little out of hand managing four different branches of the same exact thing. And I ran into another thing that I wasn't even thinking about. But if the spawn base is actually spawning the object so that I can reference it, well, that means that that object can end up sitting there forever and then gets replaced, and then there's just like an object that it's kind of strange. So like if I have armor and I replace the armor without destroying it, I'm making sure to destroy it every time I replace it, but um there's really no need. I think actually makes more sense during the pickup phase on the character to spawn the item that corresponds to whatever it was that you just picked up. If that makes sense. And the only case that I would want to do it the way I'm currently doing it right now is for the mega health if I want to make sure that I track um, how much damage the player takes before the mega health can respawn. But other than that, everything else is there's really no reason for the pickup base to actually spawn anything because I should be spawning the object when you pick it up, if that makes sense. All right. I think I'm just going to go through the trouble to make one base pickup class that can handle all four of the group of the different categories. So weapons, health, armor. I think it's just going to be easier that way. And then I could just really quickly re-add them all. Recreate them. Yeah. Okay, so one more change of direction, but this one's a lot more minor. It's just trying to get this to work right. It seems like there's an easier way, and just having one base class and have it actually be more complicated, running functions and stuff like that, and not having to duplicate work, just seems cleaner and just overall a better idea. So, all right, direction. All right, so the base pickup uh, will look kind of like this, and I think this is the best I can come up with. It's sort of a combined culmination of all of the objects. And then Qt pickup will have all the scripting uh, in place for this, and then I'll be able to just make a bunch of child objects and replace all these older ones. I went into character, did a little bit of cleanup. Um, Started getting more functions in place and trying to organize things a little bit more. Huh. Oh, I completely forgot about the public protected private. Huh. So, yeah, I'll probably do even more cleanup. The goal is to get this just, immaculate, like as simple as possible. Like you look at one screen and rather than see like a whole bunch of nodes, you see, like a whole big like wire mess. For the majority of this is just like what you're looking at right here, and then you go into it, and then you see about this much. Got a hair on my laser mouse. I also have a bug that's bothering me that if I don't do Switch has authority remote, whenever I spawn the character, I get an error saying that it tried to access a null, that this is a null. I'll have to figure that out. Uh, so, respawn time, obviously. Is it a weapon? If so, then what class? Does it provide ammo? See, the neat thing about this is now I can have a Megasphere. If I wanted to like make the Doom guy in this, a Megasphere gives you 200 HP and 200 armor at the same time in one single pickup. The way I was doing it before, that wouldn't even be possible. But with this, just by checking different things, in fact, I should probably. That's what I was forgetting. Whether or not these are power ups too, is uh, and then I guess I'll have to have like a separate class for that. So on the very bottom will be like, is it a power up? And then I'll do inventory classes for power ups, which would go here. So I'd have power ups, and I might actually put a Megasphere will also be an inventory item as well. Not Megasphere, I'm sorry. Mega Health. Yeah, Megasphere on the brain. Uh, Feels like most of tonight was just trying to organize stuff, and feel like I don't know. This is one of those things where it seems like I'm going slowly, but in actuality, it picks up really fast as soon as you start seeing these objects get into the game, and you start seeing them how they behave. Like it's all of a sudden, oh my god, I have all my armor, weapons, and ammo pickups that I can. It's like practically almost going to be time for me to start working on a map. The most complicated part of this entire thing that still remains is the weapon script and switching between weapons. Switching between weapons will be really easy, but like going through all of the stats of a weapon and making sure that the weapon is actually behaving correctly is a whole other beast. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna call it a night for now. Uh, or maybe nah, it's late. I should probably get some sleep. I'm gonna call it a night for now. Like by tomorrow, I'm thinking that if I'm on the right track, and now that I know what I'm doing, this will be in really good shape. Like I'll be running around in the test map grabbing stuff. Alright, you're watching Castle Does, and hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more, because this is going to get more interesting really quick.